Everybody, so today we are taking the trailer apart, starting by getting these tins off, checking to see what my wall heights, original wall heights look like, as far as how far they went up to the structure here, and start getting a list of what I need to resheet, restructure, and do all the things I need to do to put windows in, wiring in, things like that. So, I guess I literally have all day, but I don't have all day. So let's get into it. So I got a lighting circuit here, so this is probably going down to the light switch here and to the light itself, and then we have the lighting circuit for the back of the back of the trailer. So I'm hoping once I add ply to the ceiling here that I make up enough gap, because I have about 1 1/16 there. If I put 1/2 inch up, then I'm going to just barely fill this gap with ceiling material and then my plywood, 1/2 inch ply. But I planned on putting 1/4 inch ply up here. I wanted to do 1/4 just because there's nothing structural about it. I'm not holding anything really in the ceiling other than the puck lights. And it helps keep weight down. Well, twice the weight, in fact. Because if I were to put 1/4 up here, if I were to put just 1/4 up here and just my ceiling material, I don't know if I can reuse these sheets, which I wanted to cut down on cost. I wanted to just reuse these sheets once I pulled them off the wall and insulated behind it. So yeah, that I don't know about that. Anyway, continue tearing all this out and see what else is behind the walls. So I am not going to use this lighting circuit for these lights. I will probably put this back in. That way, when I have, because this light works when it's plugged into my truck. And the power's on in my truck. Obviously, there's nothing here right now. I want to keep that ability to do so. So I'm going to keep this circuit, hopefully keep this circuit. And then put in a separate circuit for all the 12 volt DC lighting that I'm going to put in here. So this will be 2 separate things. I'll have another light switch here, probably a dimmer switch. Alright, let's see here. Did they glue? It looks like, I don't know if I think it's just paint sticking it on there, not glue. I sure hope they didn't glue this on. This is not as thick as I thought. They told me it was 1/2 inch walls. That is not 1/2 inch. That might be 3/8 at best. So, yeah. one of the things I was hoping to find when taking the walls off was, did they glue, like seam seal or silicone, the skin onto the frame? And they did not. Also, I was told this was an aluminum trailer. I was told this is an aluminum framed trailer, and it's steel. Well, I mean, so the good news about that is that I can now weld in any structure that I want to weld in. Not that I couldn't before, because I have access to a TIG welder and I have that background. But it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to just MIG something in, tack a piece in, stuff like that. It looks like some of the roof sealant is just bunched up there. Honestly, at right now, I'm unimpressed with Pace's craftsmanship. I'm unimpressed with a lot of this. I'm unimpressed with the board they put up. I'm unimpressed with the fact that this is only partially painted. I mean, this door frame here, of anywhere in the truck or anywhere in the trailer, you would think where the most moisture is going to be, which is around the door, you would want this fully protected. They did not do that. They decided that just spraying up here was good enough, and a horrible spray paint job at that. It's got runs all through it. This is all bare metal. I probably will never buy a Pace trailer again. No matter what happens with this one, I'll probably never buy a Pace trailer again. This is why I go over things so well, because we've all heard the term skilled labor. Well, it's companies apparently like Pace that don't hire skilled people. More often than not, when I tear something apart, whether it's an RV, something like this, anything really, anything at all, it doesn't matter what it is. If I tear into it, I find that the dumbest people on the planet and most worthless people that shouldn't even have a job on the planet end up having built whatever I have. For instance, half the screws aren't hitting this metal stud. I don't know if you saw it in the time-lapse video, but like this whole board was just flopping against the wall. Then you come down here, so they have these pieces of like 16th inch, 16 gauge or something, flat bar there that's albeit tacked into place. I'm not sure if they meant to hit it. These are the screws that hold the aluminum nose on, the diamond plate. Like, they missed all of their marks. And then down here as well, they missed their marks as well, putting the skin on. Check it out again. Like that screw, they're not hitting anything. That screw, I don't think is hitting anything either. None of this stuff is hitting anything. I don't know. If it weren't for this bead of caulk at the bottom, I'm sure this wall would have fallen off by now. Pace, made in the USA. So I guess I don't know what I'm gonna do with this yet. So this layer here is the outer layer, is the wall that I just took off this. Obviously at this point I have to at least get one new sheet, but on the opposite corner there's another vent, so I'm probably gonna have to do the same thing over there. So I don't know if I just wanna set my depth, score, and peel this layer off, and then when I put the wall back on, put a bead of, put some glue on there, or some seam seal, something like that, put it back together and let it set up. As my GoPro turn it off, because I can't seem to get that peeled apart. Alright, it looks like they didn't glue it. I'm just using my knife here. It looks like they just, okay, so they built this backwards. So there's no staples in this, but there's staples coming through. So maybe they built this vehicle or this trailer from the inside out. I'm not sure if they put the skin on last or if they just built this box, right, and then glued it on and whatever. No, they would have had to, yeah, they almost would have had to build from the outside in, or from the inside out, in order to make this possible, because the staples are coming through this way and there's nothing going through this way. Alright guys, you gotta take a look at this. So I don't know if you can see it on the time lapse, but when I went to start on this next board, it wasn't attached at all, and it appears that this is not attached at all either. So Pace put these plastic strips in, these little joining strips, from board to board, and only screwed one of the two boards in. Can you imagine if somebody would have anchored into this for like a motorcycle tie down or something, and this isn't even attached to anything? I'm also going to need to get probably a couple cans of rattle can to finish painting the trailer that Pace didn't paint, and a few tubes of acrylic or seam seal or something, just to seal the panels, the exterior panels, to the inside studs, if for no other reason, so they don't rattle against it, because they're not tight against the outside. Alright, so that's it for tearing the trailer apart. Some unexpected things, to say the least. I expect a little bit more from American craftsmanship. Yeah, it's now tore apart. I'm not going to do anything with the tailgate yet. That'll be another video, because I think I'm going to have to add structure to it in order to put the legs on it to make a porch. So that's going to be another day, another video. But yeah, now it's all tore apart. I have an inventory of what I need to get, and we'll see you in the next video.